environment, engineer's role, designs and construction, methods, contracts, standard material, and works. Use on, you can say, professionals particularly who are not serious, and citizenry who are not aware of quality requirements. That's a point here. Quality which is right of everyone and which is right of every product. I can say first right of product or right of service that one provides to someone else. Life is not easy. Life is not that easy as we think it is. Struggle is required in life, and that is a must. We talk of works, we talk of money, we talk of everything, and safe work procedures are always important. Quality is not a phenomenon only, and safety also is not a phenomenon only, or you can say just a principle, not at all. These are requirements, these must be fulfilled, and our certifications also demand that. And if we can't deliver those demands, we don't do justice with ourselves, we don't do justice with others. These certificates demand that one should do justice to everyone. Very important one. When we talk of quality, we talk of everything. Quality is a must, I can say. Quality cannot be treated as dust. No one has right to treat quality as dust, because quality is a must while safety is first. Safety first, quality must. This point we have to keep in mind. Just like body is a must, food is a must. Body is first and food is a must. Or you can say food is a must while taste is another second. Taste may be there, taste may not be there, but food is required. That is basic requirement. We cannot mix up our dirt into our production, into our services, into construction. Dust has to be kept away. And dust does not mean sand or soil. That means violation of quality requirement, non-compliance of quality requirements, which at every cost requires to be avoided by being serious on quality system. Degree of seriousness, if that doesn't exist on system, we cannot do quality work. That is also very significant point. One cannot run away, leaving quality behind and taking quantity ahead. People think if quantity is done, it is accepted. Not at all. Yes, it may be accepted by individuals due to some other reasons, just lamenting that quality exists. But fact remains that quality and quantity must be together. Quantity cannot lag ahead of quality, and quality cannot lag behind quantity. This equation is not acceptable. If quality complies with, everything complies with. Quality complies with, safety complies with, and I can say in that case, product complies with, construction complies with, methods comply with, and systems comply with. When systems comply with means every every act complies with. Quality required everywhere, we know that it is defined or it is conventional, it should work everywhere. Because work means quality work. Work doesn't mean bad work. But which quality, that has to be prescribed, that requires to be defined, and it is defined in terms of technical contents or performance contents or specifications, we call them particular specifications or project specifications or general specifications or standards whatsoever. Every component, every part of what I said comprises with quality, and quality comprises with quality system, because quality system is a network which must produce quality product or quality service or quality manufacturing. Otherwise, there exists no meaning of systems. We have to be very clear about this. Life has got many activities, and every activity has some definition, has some procedure that we comply with. We have to experience that. We walk, we jump, we sit, we sleep, we run. Whatever we do, we read, we study, we write. There is some method, or you can say we don't realize that while we do. We work in that. I can say work because that's also work. It's not payable, it's not measurable. But even if you walk, it's kind of work. You may ask how it is. Yes, you have asked. You have to ask. When you work physically, I mean you walk physically, or you run physically, or you jump physically, or even you sleep physically, there is some kind of energy you spend. How is that energy spent and how is that energy recharged? This amounts to certain consideration. You know physics, you have certain weight, maybe 50 kilograms, 60, 70, 80, 90, whatsoever. You have certain kilogram of weight, and that weight acts. When you take one leg, it touches for a few seconds. When you take another foot, it touches surface of earth. That area you have, and also there is a rough surface possibility, there is a smooth surface possibility, there is a, you can say, you wear shoes also, so shoes has different arrangement. You use shoes means shoes sole touches surface. Generally shoes are worn or chappals are worn or whatever is worn. Some footwear is worn. This footwear has certain surface area, and that surface area comes in contact with floor or ground or road. And there is some degree of friction, coefficient of friction, you can say it may be 1, it may be less than 1, 0.8, 0.9, 0.7, 0.6, depending on roughness of surface. A smooth surface provides less, full, there's no major, you can say, frictional force between your shoes and surface. If rough, more friction is expected there. So whatever coefficient of friction be, varying from surface to surface walking, I can say, let us say you have, for example, 0.7 if you decide, or 0.6 you decide, whatsoever. You have to multiply that weight of your body and this coefficient, so that you can know what weight is applied while walking. And with that weight there is some horizontal component which goes with you physically according to physics formulation. So you reach a system of weight, because we have to find work. What is work? Work means in which direction you walk, and what is horizontal component of that weight. That weight how many meters you walk, that is multiplied by that, and we can get quantity, or we can get this much work you have done. If you find how to find out work quantity, you can find that way: horizontal force multiplied by distance covered, that's called work done. So when you walk, you have to do work, and that work means your energy is spent from your body, and also energy is recirculated and recharged. This means work is done there. Now if you walk with constant speed, you walk with variation of speed, you run, it's up to you. And that is where we say, in which mode you get comfort, you feel comfort, that is your wealth for that time, that is your energy you spend and you get, and heat, your body is heated up and sweated. That is important point. Body is heated up and sweated. That's the purpose of that you have re-energized, you have released dirt from your body, you have released impurities from your body in form of sweat, and maybe something goes out of your body while something comes into your body, and that is energy in, or you can say recharge in your body. So when you feel comfortable, you feel energized, you feel refreshed, reactivated, that is your quality system. How much can you do that? You want to do that without getting, you can say, intolerable fatigue, or you want to be fatigued also. It's up to you. But that's instant, because when you consume liquid or some fluid, that shall also be compensated, and your body shall be recharged, and you will feel fresh. To what level you can do that, that is your specification, and everybody has different levels, and that's what is called. You can say that you decide for yourself, I do this way, and that is your specification. Or you can say, if you achieve that, that's called quality achievement. I just gave an example of walking. It can be whatsoever in life. You cycle, you drive car, you push something, you play, or you work. Those workers who are engaged in construction or in heavy industries, they usually work physically. Many of them, majority of them, work physically, particularly in construction work. In heavy works, they apply excessive efforts, excessive forces of themselves, and they also carry weight with them. So you can say horizontal component when they walk or do something, or when they ascend on stairs or come down. Work is done directly or indirectly, but that is not noted. It said, okay, he is working, but what quantity of work every minute one does, that nobody measures. But it can be analyzed, and there's no purpose in analyzing if you don't understand that. So we can analyze that. It's not very difficult actually. Physically it can be analyzed if you have certain parametric information like instant coefficient of friction, and also you can say weight of item you are carrying, what distance you travel. You can find how much energy you have used in that, energy in terms of work done. Energy in terms of work done, you have spent energy from your body, and also because it is circulated, you respire also, you drink something, and that is recharged. That's what I say is very important point in quality system, because quality system it may be, or safety, health and environment system it may be, everywhere work is done. Without work you cannot refresh, and safety, health and environment are very important parameters, subdisciplines which we have to concern with, because if your health is not acceptable, you cannot work. You yourself will not work. There is no requirement of getting any permission from anybody, because if you are bodily not strong, you shall not work. Even if you work, you won't be able to work. You will get further sick. So you can work only when you are physically fit or suitable, and that is only a reason that before joining such job, it is common practice that medical fitness certificate is required. That fitness doesn't mean that means normally you are okay, you're fine, your body temperature, your body blood pressure, your other than your no diseases, etc. Whatever is required in that, all those parameters are within limits, and you can say that you are normally medically fit. But there are varying kind of activities: fitness of an army soldier, fitness of a pilot, fitness of a navy commander, navy captain, all have different ranges. Fitness of a practical engineer, fitness respecting a professor, fitness respecting a construction worker and a factory worker, all are different scales, and everywhere it depends on which activity you are going to perform, and that's called analytical safety and health study, and that relates to formation of quality system, that your safety should lie within this part of system. You have to make sure that this happens. That's what I say, quality required everywhere in every activity in life, and engineering covers every activity of life. That is general principle. There is no activity that cannot be done, that can be done without engineering. There is no activity. Some engineering is required. It may be disciplinary engineering or other engineering, or you can say social engineering. Somewhere it may be engineering doesn't mean engineering profession only. Engineering means that something to be thought and done, something to be contemplated, thought and done. It may not have any formal name, but that is called engineering. Means use your mind and do work. Use your mind based on information, you do that work. That is actually engineering. It means every person has some mind, every person has some common sense. Common sense is a part of engineering, because common sense can move mind. Mind on its own doesn't work until one uses it as an instrument, as a tool, as a device. Mind is a device because it is encased in your head, and it controls your body, and your body also helps mind to get food. It's both way. SHE required everywhere during manufacturing and in construction, and also during use of products wherever it is. Ergonomics is a science that tells everyone about how to use available energies for doing work activities in best possible manner, so that worker is least impacted upon by adverse actions. These requirements are certainly must. No way to respond to no way to respond to no. You have to ask yourself. Compliance is extremely important. Compliance to quality and compliance to safety for purpose of health and for purpose or focus on environment. Good quality compliance applications, good safety compliance applications, nothing can move in right directions if these do not work. If compliance of safety is not applicable, or it's not worth, and compliance of quality is not acceptable, if it's not worth, no way out, and without this nothing can be done. We have to keep in mind safety, health and environment discipline is very first consideration on every activity, on every project, and on every operation supported by ergonomics. We have to understand this. Safety first is always an important part, and we can say standard safe working procedures. Again I say COVID is working on our heads. We have to think of that. As far as we think of safety, I consider that COVID-19 already enters in safety system. Safety, health and environment. COVID-19, every day we talk, every day we hear news, we read newspapers, we search internet and find what's happening on this part of world, on that part of world, on every part of world. We have to be very serious about that issue. It is seriousness, it is an issue of seriousness pertinent to everybody. Nobody can skip this. You may be a kid or you may be adolescent, you may be a youth or you may be middle person, or you may be senior or a veteran. Every class of person in society world over must be serious about COVID-19 attack. You cannot, yes, there can be mix up reaction, there can be confusion because lack of information, lack of education. Don't think what we hear everybody hears, and don't think what I say everybody says. It depends from person to person. I'm not expert of anything, but common sense is much more important than expertise. If your common sense is sensible, I mean to say it works, you can find many solutions yourself. Common sense is your sense. It's very important sense. And common sense says that one should take care. If you are a little reasonable person, to some extent you are reasonable, you can understand that just like bad time is friend of none, same way COVID is friend of none, but also it is friend of everyone if you resort to required precautionary measures. Precautionary measures is vaccination is one part, but that is not an exclusive part. Still, I think it's on trial. People are getting inoculated. It doesn't mean that is a solution. It is just a trial-based solution. Everybody is being tried, and of course, in assumption, in speculation, people are getting vaccinated, and with a surety that it would help, and that's it. There is no scientific evidence which can say that this will certainly help against COVID-19. Be careful. Do not have conclusion that you are treated after vaccination. You are not treated, that is misconception. And even people say isolation, I was in isolation, I got recovered. That is also not true, because isolation is not recovery. That is just, you can say, keeping away yourself for further infection and keeping away others from further infection. And this is also not true that after having vaccinated you can't infect others, or one cannot be infected. One can be infected with same speed as it was before being inoculated. And also those who have not have jobs, who are not being inoculated, it doesn't matter that they are more prone to COVID-19, because it may enhance vaccination may enhance your immunity level, but it doesn't guarantee anything. You can raise your immunity level natural also, no issue. And of course, vaccination has some chemicals in this. Chemicals come from nature, and you can have chemicals from nature yourself. Whatever is good for health, you think you are refreshed by whatever way, by walking, by jumping, by playing, by eating good food, nutrient food, by eating hot water, drinking hot water, using sun rays, using sun heat. You can raise your resistance, body resistance. You can raise your immune system. It happens, means I'm not telling you something new or something you never heard before. I'm not telling that, because I'm just telling on a common sense basis, and common sense means generally everybody should have common sense to certain level of understanding, observing life. I'm not telling research on everything, because research is not responsibility of everybody, but keeping safe, keeping healthy, and keeping environment friendly is responsibility of everyone, because everyone is part of nature and everyone is using nature without any you can say disparity. You cannot say that when sun works, sun is on, you are in sun, under sun, that sun will give me more energy than you. You cannot say that. Same way rain, yes, you can protect yourself during rain by using umbrella, and you can also protect yourself during sunlight, during sun heat, using umbrella. You can throw away, or you can say you can divert those energy values, energy impacts, like you when you use umbrella, water doesn't fall on yourself, on your body, and same happens while you are in sun, that you don't want to get that energy. But if you don't do that, you will feel better, I can say that. Maybe in sun you don't like to have heat, but don't forget that heat is also your money. That is free of cost. Rain is free of cost, wind is free of cost, whatever is not free of cost, you can say. Whole your body that is dependent on respiration, that is dependent on air, that is dependent on good health, you enjoy. It's all important. So we have to consider this point and that point, all points, using common sense. No need that I should write a list for you. You do this and do that. By experience, you know everything happens. Material dominates, and on material, soul dominates. I am talking about material and soul both. If you are a healthy person, this means your soul should be sound, should have energy. And if you are not healthy person, you are sick. You shall have certain deficiency in your body. That is an only reason that you have reached for stage of that state of sickness. And when you recharge yourself by taking medicine or by taking something else, you recompensate your loss and you come to normal state as you were before being sick. So that is what is treatment. We have to be very clear. It doesn't need any medical education to know all this. It is common sense, which is how to do best, how to do worth, how to do within reasonable cost. Because we have to buy material, we have to buy medicine, we have to buy food, all that requires cost. Though we don't have to pay to sun for sunlight or to rain for rain water, we don't have to pay to air for our respiration, we don't have to pay to soil something. All these come free of cost because these are our God's productions. Every day speaking same doesn't help. Important is what level do you understand. That is most important. So if you want to keep yourself safe from COVID's impact, you have to keep yourself safe, healthy, and in an environment that you don't allow that energy of virus to enter your body. And that's not difficult, that's very easy. It's not difficult. I have many times recommended or suggested certain very very simple procedures which won't take time, which won't take money, that you have to walk in sun for half an hour if not more, or 15 minutes if not in a good sun. Temperature is good, everything is there. Even if it's dry, it's okay, or even if some extent humid, it's fine, because COVID-19's friends are humidity, COVID-19 friends are low temperature, COVID-19 friends are breeze. All these are friends of COVID-19. Water is also a friend of COVID-19 because of humidity. So we can reduce this in our life by whatever way we think it's good. In addition to masks and eyeglasses, whatever you think is good for you to increase your capacity of energies in your body, you can upgrade yourself. That's nothing new. Body requires circulation of blood that can be done by water, hot food, and hot food is your fuel. So we have to say this very easy, this is not difficult. COVID-19 is no more, you can say, unknown. In a way, we can say it is COVID-19. Of course, treatment is not known, and how to handle this is also still unclear. So I won't go to that level of explanations because it would unnecessarily take time. I'll come back to quality, which is very important part of life. No quality means no life, and identification of requirements are very important. Standard safe working procedures, as we had been talking of, as I said before also, in this we have to talk and we talked. Terms used, introduction, personal protective equipment, safety orientation course and site access, HSC officer, SHE officer, supervisors and SHE officers language, permits to work, risk assessments, method, risk assessments, and you can say method statements, pre-job discussions, working at heights, man riding baskets, safety harness, scaffolding, ladders, fire protection, hard work that is general, welding, use of gas and oxygen equipment, compressed air, mechanical plant and equipment, machinery guarding, noise, mobile cranes, incidents, work in confined spaces, electricity, excavation and openings, control of substance, hazards to health, radiography, housekeeping and removal of material, employer, owner, plant, equipment and energy sources, transport, access, first aid, welfare, general restrictions, site notices, environment. And we talk of all these points, abrasive wheels, all that, cartridge operated fixing tools. That's way. Now I downloaded certain files, as you know, last time, and one was there. Let me see which was that. One was DLM, inspection and audit. This is where to discuss, and also we have to do these 5 steps. NHS, I think we are done. NHS we are done. I'll come back to this file later. I'll close it now. We have here, it is, first we go through expert advice, what it says. Let us say, it's not very big file, just few pages. I think we've done this. Expert advice regarding, you can say, safety know how to protect your environment. What does it say? 5 steps plans really working that well or is just luck? Conducting a safety audit is one of proven ways to answer that question. What is happening to safety system? Our safety working because of your good luck it's happening. All that can be analyzed, can be known by conducting a safety audit in a proven way to answer every question. Audits, audits, you can say, let me just blow it. Evaluate effectiveness of safety plans. Audits evaluate effectiveness of safety plans, double check that processes are still accurate, and determine if established procedures are being followed. That is important. Compliance is being done or not done. Because they can be time consuming, facilities don't tend to perform audits frequently, but like preventive maintenance schedules for equipment, audits can help catch and prevent injuries and fatalities. That is important point for audits. Audit is not just an exercise, it's a random check because we cannot check everything, but important activities can be checked. What is seriousness among people, among employees, among workers? What is serious attitude of employer? What is serious attitude of key personnel? All that we have to get through audit. Though we trust people, we can ask them. But audit tells clearly as evidence that this has happened. Audits are often voluntary. When this is voluntary case, facilities have liberty to determine scope of an audit as well as frequency, between what time you have to do, when you have to do this. All that can be decided. Audits may also be required by regulations and by standards, for standards, or as part of an enforcement action. From occupational safety and health administration viewpoint, no matter what reason is for conducting an audit, no matter what reason lies, what reason is given for conducting an audit, facilities that perform audits are better able to identify emerging safety issues before they become problematic. It's very important. We should not wait for a problem to come. We should do audit. We should conduct audit, whatever matter would be. That facilities perform audits are better just to know, just to identify emerging safety issues before issue comes to you. Therefore, you can say an audit can also help serve as a catalyst for necessary changes to improve employee safety. My interpretation about this, before starting audit, it is crucial to determine about who shall perform audit and what team would be auditing. Some facilities hire external consultants that specialize in safety auditing issues. Others use internal auditing system or internal auditing team comprised of individuals from different areas of company. When using an internal auditing team, it is imperative to choose a diverse team that includes broader perspective shall be achieved. Where production line employees have in-depth knowledge to pinpoint. No matter who is on that team, it's to ensure that everyone has been trained in how to audit that procedure so that they understand necessary tasks to complete a successful audit. Every record can be audited. It's important to determine scope and set objectives prior to commencing with whatever audit. Reviewing applicable standards and codes that apply to audited process or audited areas can help audit team members set objectives and add to their skill sets. Results of previous audits can be another source of reference information for team to review, especially if an objective is to determine recommendations to determine if recommendations of previous audit have been implemented or are not implemented and are audits can also be used to track progress towards safety goals. As such, audits gauge both what's working well and what may not need be improvement or what's not working well. Both can be known and we can comment on those or observations can be written about those pinpointed or random, you can say whatever audit issue is undertaken. During audit, written plans, procedures, and other documents should be reviewed, which can help auditors to establish a baseline to compare written process with actual action. Part of this review includes looking for strengths and weaknesses. Every work has certain strengths and certain weaknesses that should be studied and charted out, and that is very important. Where you are successful, where you failed, both have to be studied. If you are successful in that procedure, why you are successful, what was reason of being successful, and also same questions, same analysis applies to weaknesses, both in what is written down and what is happening on floor. Whatever was written, is it being implemented or it is only written in books and nothing else is happening? Other equipment follow, otherwise follow procedures. Being audited provides additional insight. Because they use process regularly, they should be able to fully explain not only about how things operate but also about what works well and what could be done differently, because they know hardships. They work on machines or equipment and they know real troubles, real problems. Some audit teams use checklists during audit. Well, it's not bad, it's an important guide. Others simply take notes on their observations. Because audits are specific to facility and are designed to meet objectives that facility has established. Every facility is different, every process is different, every technology is different. It's up to facility to determine which methods work best for capturing required information. Then step 3, create an audit report and all notes or observations and make and convert into a report that summarizes findings. Review should include audited areas and who conducted audit and also a list of interviewed persons. A good audit report is objective and concise. A good audit report should be objective and concise, including both positive and negative findings. Positive and negative findings. It is also reflective of findings and perspective of all team members. In addition to findings, a complete audit report includes a list of recommended actions. Recommended actions, or you can call them observations, and areas for improvement based on audit findings. Audits can reveal requirement for both major corrective actions that need happen immediately. Audits can reveal requirement of for both major corrective actions that shall be necessary to happen immediately and minor actions that company should consider for continual improvement. CI. List may be short or long, it doesn't matter. No matter what list consists of, to set priority over items with lower risk values. It's very important point. When you do something on audit, largest risk should be covered first, then followed by lower risk whatsoever. After prioritizing, after prioritizing items, a team typically assigns tasks as well as completion and review dates for that purpose. Team should also outline how about completed tasks should be recorded. I can say team should also outline about how whatever tasks have been completed should be reported so the items can be reviewed during future audits. You have to give a speaking report. It should not be long but should be pointed. This is successful, this is not successful. Both items should be covered and certain to part success is also covered. And ultimately recommendations In this, personal employees like to know what's going well. Means all employees in personal should like to know, they may like to know about what's going on well and where improvement requires to happen. Posting audit results on company intranet pages in common areas or other appropriate venues encourages transparency and lets workers see. It also acknowledges audit teams as well as contributions of organizing managers and employees who were part of process of auditing. These acknowledgements can stimulate conversation and goodwill during future audits. Again, I speak, posting audit results also helps everyone understand clearly whatever changes that may be necessary and about how those changes shall increase their personal safety. It also acknowledges audit team as well as contributions of organizing managers and employees who are part of process. These acknowledgements can stimulate conversation and goodwill during future audits. Conducting safety audits takes time and effort, but like all everything else that require time and effort, they provide worthwhile results that can move a company's safety efforts forward. Audits also trigger proactive safety changes that can help prevent employee injuries, illness, and death. Preparation for an audit. That is number one. Step number one, preparing Now we come to another one, that is gallium, and this is a petrochemical project which we are referring to, HSC inspection and audit. Here is a table covering later. This happens on every project. It's only for your information thing, and there are certain columns like for approval, that is purpose of document issue, that first one. For approval, for review, for information, for construction or as built. This is definition of terms, responsibility, inspection process of health, safety and environmental organization management system. That is, again I say, how you describe something is very important. In this is requirements for, you can say, requirements for auditing and inspection process of health, safety and environmental management, organization management system, and including safety, health and environment daily, weekly and monthly scheduled inspection, weekly, monthly and daily, weekly, monthly DWM, daily, weekly, monthly SHE scheduled inspection, half yearly external SHE audit, yearly internal SHE audit, unscheduled SHE audit or inspection. Conduct inspections at whatever project work site and project, including all work activities associated projects